this is Lisa from Life in Layouts. Today I am bringing you a layout using this sketch. It is from Scrapbook Generations from their Create magazine. And I am also following along with the You Are a Rockstar online crop from Scrapbook Generations. One of the challenges was called Star Power, and it was to use a grid of stars or an oversized star, basically have a star present on your layout. And so I had seen this layout created by Nicole, and I'll link her layout below. She had used the sketch and created it, and it had always been in the back of my mind that I wanted to recreate this. And so when I saw this challenge, I was like, that layout would be perfect with stars instead of circles. I did pull out the Echo Park Imagine This collection, and I do have the 6x6 paper pad for that, so I pulled that out so that I could have some smaller scale papers. And I pulled out a die that was approximately 2 inches. It is a little bit bigger, and I think I'm okay with that because the shapes are different, so it doesn't allow me to have as many circles as the sketch calls for, but I think that the stars are a perfect size for this layout. So I do go ahead and use the cloud paper and round the edges like it calls for in the sketch, and then I am using this orange paper here, and it has like maybe a constellation type tone on tone pattern, and so I really like that orange, and it's bright, and I was able to pull in all of the other colors in the layout within the stars. This is a tip that I have for you guys. If you're trying to line up pieces of paper that are spanned across the 2-page layout, I just go ahead and lay it right on top of the other one and use my T-square ruler. I also pull it in a 1/4-inch strip. Scrapbook Generations is known for their 1/4-inch strip that contains all of the colors in the paper. So for this particular collection, it was a plaid color, and I really like the way that it looks when it's cut down to a 1/4 of an inch. So I did use my T-square ruler to make sure that I lined up all of the stars evenly. And once I get all of them down, then I will go ahead and embellish each one of them like it calls for on the sketch itself. So I do go off the edge like the sketch calls for, and I went off the edge on the top and the bottom. I went ahead and just stayed on the paper itself for the main 2 lines on that row. And so then I just have those 2 stars that are coming off. I did think that I could make that star on the bottom go up to the top, but it was too short and I wanted to have more of a star presence there. The sketch calls for a 4x6 photo on the right hand side. I didn't have another 4x6 photo in that orientation, so I took these 2 photos that I could cut down and put them together on a white piece of cardstock, which allowed for the 4x6 look, even though it is a little bit bigger. I am having a lot of issues with my trimmer, and so I have been using aluminum foil to try to sharpen it, but that's not even working. So if you guys have this trimmer and you're having issues, if you have any suggestions in regards to how to sharpen it, please let me know in the comments below. That's why I went ahead and left that part of the video in, to show that we all have struggles sometimes. So the sketch does call for this piece of paper that overlaps the cloud and the orange piece, and I totally missed it in the original one. So I went ahead and cut that out and then mounted my photos on that paper as well. I did add 3 banners over to the left-hand side like the layout calls for. I went ahead and used the red and the orange mainly because even though the orange is very prominent on the right hand side, I didn't use any of the red because the red and the orange really clash together with the stars on top of the orange. So I wanted to make sure that I included that red on the left hand side. Now there is a journaling block in that area there, and I wanted to add just a saying there. This is life is either a darling adventure or nothing at all, which I think really goes well for boy layouts because boys are definitely either hot or cold. They're either very loving and sweet or they're not. So I think that kind of plays into that boy mentality, and I really like that saying. So I did recently ask Allison Davis on her blog what type of thread that she uses, because it seemed like her thread was a lot thinner than the ones that I was using. And so I was using craft thread, and she suggested that I use embroidery thread. So I did go ahead and purchase that from Amazon. I am really liking the embroidery thread. It is a lot thinner, and I'm able to have more details in the things that I do sew on my layout. So I went ahead and sewed around that star, and then one of these circles calls for it to be wrapped around in thread. And so I thought it would be cool to make a star shape inside the star on the right hand side of the layout. And then I'm just really filling in each of the stars, trying to find little pieces that will work for each piece. I'm using the die cuts, the sticker sheets, brads, and on the brads there is that cute little dog. I went ahead and added him. I do end up adding an additional sewing around the star that has the bicycle on it, just simply because I didn't want to cover up that star. So you do have until May 31st to complete all of the challenges from the You Are a Rockstar online crop. And each one of the challenges has a different prize, so you would be entered to win one of the prizes. I will link below the link to the Facebook event so that you can check it out if you are interested in doing any of the challenges and posting those on the crop. For that bottom star, I just needed one little other thing, and I couldn't find anything in the sticker sheet or the other ephemera. So I went ahead and pulled out this little chipboard piece that says fun, and I think that I have the perfect embellishments on all the stars, and I'm super excited about the way that this came out. I did do my journaling off camera and added that over to the left hand side, so you will see those in the close-ups. All right, everyone, that's it for me today. Here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layouts, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because that's all you're going to get on my channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.